This meeting is being recorded.
Well, she said the meeting's being recorded, so I guess we have to start now. Anybody noticing that experience continues? Anybody notice that? Or is it just me? Is it just me? Experience continues, yeah? Some of it more preferred. Some of it, goddamn fucking shit. I mean, less preferred. Anybody in a hurry? Anybody just want to get to it? Get to it. From what I see, looking at your faces, I'd say it's already here. We are to it. People dying, people being born, or so it seems. I don't know why I'm going to say that again. I'm looking at some faces. People dying, right? People dying around us, people being born around us, and all the feelings. Ultimately, though, I don't know if that's true. But oh, those feelings. Ooh. You know, people being beautiful, people being ugly, and all the feelings. I gotta say, I don't know if it's true. But oh, those feelings. Those feelings. I'm in a really weird place today, and that's not unusual for me. However, I'm in a weirder than usual place. I am in so deep right now that I'd rather not be doing a session. I don't remember the last time that happened. I might end the session at any moment and go lay down. I might. Anybody got a problem with it? I don't. I just want to be super clear and transparent about it. Continued experience is my reality as well. I'm convinced of it. Much like you and very different from you. So let's take a minute to everybody just look at selfish ass Brian, totally focused on himself. He's in deep. He's having intense experience right now. He doesn't want to have the session. Wah. And then take a look. Let's look at Let's look at Terry for a minute. Terry don't want to be doing the fucking session right now, and yes, she does. Terry got life happening. Is experience happening, Terry? Has it been ongoing even in moments when you might have preferred otherwise? It was still ongoing, yeah? You notice that there's some of it you really prefer more of, and there's some that you just don't prefer at all, yeah? Okay, let's check it. Everybody check in on Andrea for a minute. If you're not seeing her, flip the tab where you can see her. You have an experience, Andrea? Is ongoing? Has it been ongoing, or like have you found the switch that you can flip to make experience just totally fucking stop? No, you haven't. So it's been okay, still going on. Wait, I'm gonna unmute you now. This looks like fucking entertaining. Hang on. Don't keep that shit to yourself. Unmute.
I just prefer for it to be more in line with what I prefer to experience.
God, you selfish person.
The level of unconscious acts of bullshit that I found myself in about a week ago. I don't even know how to explain that, to be honest with you. Completely non-present, unconscious bullshit that I never, ever, ever, ever thought could happen for me. How is this possible, right?
So
and you know
are
what?
you still thinking that it was other people doing it?
No, I never did. No.
Okay.
I knew from the start. Oh, no. I knew from the start this was all me. I created this. Nobody else did. No. I'm totally in love and in forgiveness and gratitude, forgiveness, and what else did I want to say just now? The level of unconscious non-presence really had me in shock. And this was right after the session of last week's session, why am I so safe and the prices to pay? Well, I did not find myself in that in that process. It was complete unsafety, complete. And I haven't even thought much about safety, right? Lately, since the level 5 stuff, and since we have been saying, why am I so safe that safety doesn't even matter? So I used to have layers of things that I would do mentally and whatnot, spiritually, so-called, to keep myself, in quote, safe, right? And I abolished all of them, and I said, why am I so safe that safety doesn't even matter? And that was, I felt extremely unsafe, completely fucked myself over for unknown reasons. I don't think I would have done that a couple of years ago. And just a complete non-presence to what was going on. And that's what I'm in forgiveness about to myself, to the little ones inside. How is this for me? How is this the best thing that happened for me? And just move on from there. I'm still shaking my head, though. I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, really? Okay. That being said.
And sometimes that's the most wonderful thing we can say. Thank you.
I just hope it fell in the gap. I just hope whatever this was and whatever happened for me, it's in the gap now, and I'm moving forward with forgiveness and more presence than ever.
All right, so I didn't know I would be starting out with spell breaking, but here we go. So let's just do it. Why the fuck not? Okay, so breathe, Andrea. Infinite, unlimited being. projecting out of eternity into the illusion of time and space, creating the illusion of time and space first. Making a note. Oh, you're going to love these two words that just came through me, Andrea. But I won't share them with you quite yet. Does anybody, for even a millisecond, have the confused experience of thinking that I'm working with Andrea? Just checking. Does anybody even for a millisecond, oh, well, this is, okay, well, oh, ooh, what a relief. All right. You hope what?
I hope what?
Yeah, you hope what?
I hope for nothing anymore. I have faith and trust in my ultimate safety.
Yeah. And feel the one who doesn't feel safe. Let her be felt. Everybody who's with me right now live or watching the replay, you're welcome to fuck yourself out of this. Or you can just tune in completely. Let yourself feel the one who doesn't feel safe. Let that one that doesn't feel safe be felt. Don't worry, you're not going to lose yourself to it. You might in some way find yourself more through it. Not that you were lost. Feel the one who doesn't feel safe. Let the one who doesn't feel safe be felt. She's the one who said, I hope. Don't deny her. So there is a danger. That's a word that the one who doesn't feel safe likes that word anyway. There's a danger in us spiritual fucks spiritually bypassing our feelings out of our commitment to our fucking spiritualness. I know it's all perfect while I'm dying inside. But I'm going to pretend not to be dying inside because I'm supposed to remember that it's all perfect, right, Brian? That's what the level 5 thing is. Listen, you and I can be in our high and mighty white fucking tower of ivory, far above the fray, contemplating how no one dies. While inside of us, a little one who's scared to death of dying is screaming to be felt and heard. Possible? We can be pontificating on the eternity of the soul. I don't even know if that grammatically even worked, but I don't give a fuck. We can be contemplating our eternity and talking about it while a little inner child inside of us is just desperately wanting to grieve over the perceived loss of someone who left their body. That little one doesn't quite get it. I ain't saying the little one can't get it. I didn't say that. But if we're sitting there spouting how we get it spiritually and we're choking down the little one who just wants to be able to cry out all that grief, we can talk about the infinite abundance all we want. But if there's a little inner child who believes I'll never have enough and just wants to be felt, okay, it ain't going to go anywhere. That little one's not going to go anywhere. You can lock it in the bedroom and feel like you got the upper hand for a minute. So I got 2 words for you. Andrea and whoever hears my words. I got 2 words for you. Parental stuff. Parental stuff. So I was never working exclusively with you, Andrea, and of course I am because you're the only one here. Except for the fact that I'm the only one here. So I'm going to, in a way, just understand what I mean by this energetically. I'm going to pull out of this you and me, Andrea. I'm working with everybody, and you know I'm working with you, Andrea, okay? All right. Have I ever, on any session or any promotions that I've ever done, anytime when I talk to you about, making an invitation to join a program, have I ever said, Brian Ridgway is the authority on everything, and I have all the answers on every topic, so don't ever, doubt me? Have I ever said those words? Have I ever said anything like it? Yeah, you're right, Rich. Now, in fact, what I pretty much remember saying is, don't take my word for anything. I stand by that. Feel your feelings. So I celebrate everybody that's letting themselves just feel. You're on the session, you might as well be feeling, right? Oh, look at that. Oh, go for it. Go for it. Let that all come out. Now, don't let yourself get lost in it. And the way you don't get lost in it is you breathe. Breathe bigger than the sadness you're letting out. Breathe bigger than the fear that you're acknowledging. Breathe bigger than the anger that seems to want to erupt. Straight spine, big enough breath, you can make it through anything. Nice, big, deep inhales. Right? We're catching on here, yeah? All right. Now, do you believe that you can be fully engaged in your feeling and allow me to help at the same time? Is that possible? You could be on this session, because you could just get off the session and go cry. I mean, those of you that are bringing your emotion up so beautifully right now, you could just end the session, click the little red X, get the fuck out, and go do some magic for yourself. If you stay in this circle with us, in this container with us, you're going to have more than just crying it out. All right. So I came to the session with less of a plan than ever, and that ain't saying much, because I don't come to sessions with plans very often. I was having a conversation with Terry a little while ago. Right before that, I was having a conversation with a woman who I'm going to hire to help my kids a little bit. And I've just been in the deep stuff here. So I came to the session, no plan whatsoever, absolutely no agenda, no clue. And just to remind anyone who might benefit from a reminder, we're infinite, unlimited beings in a state of infinite possibilities where anything can happen, even if we have plans. Especially if we have plans. So we'll breathe deep enough to let it happen. So Tara Shea in the group had commented about choosing and vacillating back and forth, right? Waffling. That's a good word for you, waffling. I prefer pancaking myself, but I can relate to waffling. Making a decision and then really being firm about it, and then what the fuck did I just do, doubting myself. I have absolutely no question that I will be speaking about that and helping with that today, Tarshay. I just don't have any clue how or in what way. So what I do feel now, looking at you and seeing your tears and seeing those of you holding a stiff upper lip to not have tears, and those of you convinced that, oh, I don't even know what the fuck's going on with this session yet. When's he going to start the good shit? I know that I just got a couple minutes ago inspired as I was listening to Andrea. So I at least know what the session's about now. And what I'm going to talk about will get underneath everything else that you're dealing with. Okay? There's no good and bad, but that's good news. All that emotion you're dealing with, Julio, some of which you're doing your best to not feel, just breathe big. Nice big inhales. When you feel safer, when you feel stable, when you feel oxygenated, when your brains are all on and your organs have enough oxygen to, okay, get out of fight or flight, then you can move to the next priority. Now, some of you have kept yourself in fight or flight because you felt like that was going to be more comfortable than dealing with the emotions that you knew would come up to be dealt with if you ever got out of fight or flight. We got a couple professional psychologists in our midst. How about that, Carol? Some good shit, ain't it? Maybe not letting yourself out of fight or flight, because you know that once you get out of fight or flight, you're going to have to deal with this. Will be the next priority, and you didn't want to do that. You don't want to deal with that. So existential fear is much better than actually dealing with these emotions. I say not. So we're going to officially start our session now. I'm going to start by telling you, I love you. I love you. And that part of you that wants to say, well, he's talking to them, I'm talking to you. Well, he certainly doesn't mean me, because, I mean, I never even speak up on these sessions. And he hasn't asked me to, so he must not really value me. Because, oh, the games. I love you. And you could ask yourself a question. What if he does love me? What would that do to my I'm unlovable? What would that do to this lifelong thing I've been running? Son of a bitch. If he loves me, if he actually means it, yeah, can't run that one anymore. So I am talking to you. I'm not going to say everybody's names just because I want to fuck with you. Those of you that really got to be running that, yeah, but he's not including me. I know he's not. He doesn't even see me. Never says my name on the sessions. That's the one. I love you. So I'm going to get under every single issue with you right now. Under them. Underneath the suicide in your family. Underneath the abuse. Underneath the fear even. Under the injustice about gender equality. Under the outrage. So, what do you say? You in? Even under that, even under that, even under your sexual shame, even under that. Like, you know, if you were to get underneath the underneath to where the roots underneath the underneath thing, under that. You got any reason to not go there? Oh, but you think you do. Because then what? So I want you to contemplate for just a moment. Whatever you thought your lifelong issues were, whatever you've been sure that your lifelong issues were, if you haven't had enough water in the last few hours, drink some right now. And if you have drank enough water in the last few hours, I salute you. We're going to get underneath the deaths of those close to you and your beliefs about death, your beliefs about your gender, your beliefs about your identity, your beliefs about the universe you think you're in. If I'm going to do a session today, I ain't going to fuck around. So, there's something that we all have in common. But like I sometimes do, rather than telling you that, let's check. Anybody here? Oh. You ready? Make sure now. You ready? You willing to make room for it to change? You sure? Some of you are like, oh yeah. But some of you are like, I don't know. I don't know. The ones who are going, I don't know, that's honesty right there. Okay. I like to help people to find out beyond the shadow of a doubt. And sometimes the way to find out beyond the shadow of a doubt is to have an experience rather than think. So I want you to check in. Did you, as far as you can tell, did you come into this world through a pussy? Or from a womb? So either cesarean or vaginal. Did you? Now some of you think I'm joking, but I'm not. I'm completely not joking. I will use pussy and dicks for jokes as much as I'll use cow poo. I don't care, but that's not what I'm doing right now. Did you come into this life through a womb, or are you convinced that you did? Let me do a show of hands. Is everybody stopping and looking back and thinking, come on, we're no bullshit today. If you don't raise your hand, I swear to God, I will kick you out of this fucking call. Anybody that don't play, thank you. You don't play full out today, I will just kick you out of the call. I can do it. I got the button right here. All right, thank you. Hands down. So, something that you deeply, deeply, deeply know is that you have a mother, and even if he wasn't around, or even if he was around but he wasn't around, a father. Right? You are deeply convinced that you have a mother and a father. Are you playing out full out with me here? Rama, you with me? Today is not the day for neutrality. Okay. So we're being honest here. We believe we came from a mother and a father. All right. Now, there's been times when I've been on a session with someone who had adequate fear that I told them on a one-on-one video session, until they go look under their bed and tell me for an absolute fact that there's not a monster under there, I won't continue the session. That may sound funny, not joking. Because the little one who believes there is or might be is going to hinder all progress until it is felt. So if you've been engaging in any craziness, Tara Shay, Brian, if you've been engaging in any craziness, Lisa, if you, little sweet, perfect Brandy, if you have been engaging in any craziness in your life whatsoever, and you haven't been able to change it, Duncan, maybe there's a little one. What is craziness? All right, under this definition of craziness that I'm using today, doing something that you have no fucking idea why you're doing it, especially if you know that it is not creating the result that you really want. You got it? Maybe that'll help more than just nods. Let me let you guys in on something. The smartest, most successful people you know are just as fucking crazy as you are. The people that you're absolute, man, I can tell they got their shit together. Oh, they're just as crazy as you. There's only one reason why I'm not still as crazy as you, and that is because I'm constantly letting my crazy go. Oh, I love you. Come here. Oh, you crazy little fuck. Come here. I love you so much. You're so perfect. Of course you feel that way. How could you not feel that way after what you've been through and what you learned and what you experienced and what you... So what if instead of faulting yourself for the flip-flopping, what if you would just hug the one who's flip-flopping, Tarshay, and say, of course you're doubting your decision, honey. That's how you've gotten through this whole time. The funny thing is, when the child that keeps hitting you over and 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 over, and you've told them to quit the fucking hitting, stop the constant fucking, if you turn around and hug them, they might hit for a minute, but if you just keep hugging, it's all they were waiting on. Now, you've been waiting for your mommy and daddy to come back and hug you and make it right. I'm going to tell you something. For the vast majority of us, that ain't going to happen. And you can do it. You can make it right now by being the one to hug that little one and show the kindness and compassion and understanding and gentleness that you're punishing yourself and the world for not giving to you. Drinking lots of coffee to keep yourself so wound up. Preventing yourself from sleeping so that you'll be tired and have an excuse the next day to not get too much done. There's so many layers to that shit. All right, so now I'm going once again, like coming out to do a little expose now, back underneath. What's underneath all this? You believe you came in through a mom and dad, don't you? Can we be honest? Fuck our spiritual bullshit. I'm talking about all the ones inside of us that believe what they believe. Now, what is spiritual bypassing? To not honor all the beliefs and stuff that's running inside of you. So, I am operating so deep right now that you guys are probably hearing the words that are coming out of my mouth. If you go a little bit deeper, if you breathe a little deeper and tap into where I'm actually talking from, you're going to hear something very different than the words I'm saying. And you can, by the way, right now. If you want to, in this life, in this body, you can fly without airplanes or cardboard wings. Don't take my word for anything, please. You can fly. And before you do, you better handle every single belief that you have and everything you're certain that you know about gravity and mass and that splatting sound that a watermelon makes when it's dropped from it. You better handle all that shit before you go jumping off a tall building ready to fly. And if you really, really fly, why jump off the building? Start from the ground. What the fuck? Why do people do that? So if you want to fly, you can. So why not start addressing everything you know about gravity and mass and splattering watermelons so that you don't perpetuate it, if that's what you want. We all have all these debates about how people should eat. We don't need to fucking eat. Humans don't need to eat to stay alive. But before you start your 80-day air fast, you better get to work on your beliefs. You might want to go a month without eating steak every fucking day. See how that one works. And get through the emotions and the thoughts and the feelings and all the stuff that comes up to find out how much you were actually addicted to, because it ain't the food. I know that I'm hitting all over the tree. Don't worry. You just stay breathing deep and stay curious. You know that crazy shit that happens every time you try to make more money? What if it isn't because you're trying to make more money? And you're convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt that I mean, come on, you got nothing but evidence. So, oh, but if you look under that bed, there ain't gonna be nobody there. So you believe, oh, I'd love to have a great relationship, but I know what comes with it, so I'm not gonna. Oh, I'd love to make so much more money, but I know what kind of consequences they're gonna be, so I'm not gonna. I would love to be free and be doing my painting, but I need my paycheck. I hate my paycheck. I want to be free painting. No, but I need my paycheck. How many catch-22s have we put in front of ourselves and then we're convinced that they're fucking real? Every single one of them, we're convinced they're real. I couldn't because. So what's underneath that we might not, what bed might we not have looked under that we're still operating from programming? What bed might we not have looked under? So let's be honest. You believe you came from a mom and dad. Are you going to really dare to be any happier than they were? Don't you remember how pissed off they were when you were at the dinner table and they talked about that other motherfucker that got what they wanted? You remember what they said? You're not going to let yourself be that guy, are you? You're not going to let yourself have happy sex. You could tell those two motherfuckers were miserable fucking each other. Oh, what did he just land on? Can you honestly picture in your mind your parents having sex together and liking it? I'm having a rather strange epiphany here. Like the ultimate perhaps measure of a healthy society would be one in which the greatest number of people could answer yes to that question. Anybody else having a holy shit, or is it just me? I mean, holy shit. Because some of you, when I said, can you imagine your parents having sex? I hadn't even finished that part. And you were already going, oh, fuck no, I cannot have that. But to go all the way to and liking it, no, I don't believe they ever did. And I'm the fruit of that. Could we all just puke now? Okay, don't take my word for nothing ever. I believe that is the most profound thing that has ever come out of my fucking mouth. And it's so goddamn ugly, we don't even want to look at it. Listen to me. The fruit of your parents having sex is so scary and so hideous, we don't even want to look at it, and it's the one asking the question. what the fuck did he just say? I'm going to pretend I didn't know that because I know that we'll get to another topic soon if I just don't look at this. Oh, but he's not moving on yet. Ryan, there has to be another topic. Can't there be another topic? Can we please have another topic? Didn't you say you don't really want to do a session? Go now, Brian. He's still not changing the subject. God damn it. He has to change it eventually. Oh, internet difficulties. I think I'm losing the session, Brian. Do I really think that I'm going to enjoy looking in the mirror more than I enjoy picturing my parents having sex? Now, I could. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't have to stay this way. But, oh, just looking at that for a minute, yeah? Anybody got the guts to? Me too. I don't like it any more than you do, I'll tell you that much. Talk about an epiphany. I have news for you. Every second, you're always looking in the mirror. Because what you have called the universe, what you believe is the universe, as I see it, don't ever take my word for anything, please. I propose that it is the reflection and the projection of everything that we think and believe that we know about everything. And it started with what? Those two motherfuckers doing what? I made that sound. A couple people look just like the sound I made. Don't make us look at that. Now, if we create everything, then we created that illusion, didn't we? Of two parents that couldn't look at each other. And for most of us, they never did. Not really. This shit's so funny and so not funny. Odd. So, there is a spiritual concept that I will neither deny nor acknowledge. There's a spiritual concept that says we are here to resolve what our parents could not. Okay, Tara Shea just said dad was busy looking at every other woman. And most dads were. So we learned that mom ain't worth shit to dad. Of course, she would sneak in some snide comments about this and that too, right? So right now we're just looking up and looking back from our perception. We're looking up and looking back at mom and dad for a minute. And all of our ideas about mom and dad. And the fact that we believe, we're pretty damn convinced that we came from mom and dad. Lots, Andrea just said, never met my father. Many haven't. Most of us lived with the motherfucker for 20 years and never met him. And a lot of us never saw the guy once. And the dad that left before we were born, what did he teach us? Actually, not a damn thing, but we're convinced he did. And we've been nursing that shit ever since, ain't we? He showed me I'm not worth anything. Really? So this spiritual concept, we're here to resolve what our parents could not or did not. Would you, Denise, and Denise, Natalie and Christine, would you be willing to entertain for a moment the possibility we're here, I'm here to resolve what my parents could not? Would you be willing to try that on for a little bit? You feel, I mean, the other shit we've been doing ain't been working that well. All the other approaches we've taken to our parents, like pretending they don't exist, trying to forget them. Okay, now Christine just offered something here. We stay together no matter what. Okay. There's the families, you know, that the only way they can stay together is to have a common enemy. Right? Anybody know what I'm talking about there? The fighting families, the clans. It's so miserable in our motherfucking house. We really need to be pissed off at somebody outside so that we can get through breakfast without someone dying. And that shit's so funny, and it so wasn't when we might be the one dying over breakfast. Literally. Let all those little children be seen and felt. Every one of them. No spiritual bypassing going on here. No, no, no. We feel everything. And if we feel it and meet it with a hug, it doesn't have to stay that way, does it? Get it? You getting it more than you were? Those family rules, those scripts that have been running underneath our awareness ever fucking since, and the vast majority of them, we don't want to look at them any more than we want to imagine those two idiots fucking. I'm sorry, it's hilarious, and it isn't. It is so hideously, disgustingly terrifying, and it's so funny. If we all do what we can do and breathe, it'll get funnier. It'll be less of that horror and more of the comedy. Wow. Man, I sure got the feeling here of best session ever. I really do. Potentially. Why are you smiling so big, Terry? What's going on over there? Don't tell me yet. Just keep breathing. Just keep breathing. We ain't been smiling as much for the last couple weeks, so I'm just gonna let it happen. So that crazy shit you've been doing, what if it was a defense of one of your inner children to just trying to not see those two people fuck in your mind? Like, I was joking, but I'm not. What if it's scripts that got set in motion when they were doing it and trying not to? Notice who they were with. What if some of those scripts got in motion? Do you figure any of what they were feeling could have gone into the conception? No, that wouldn't have happened. No. You look up, and the more crazy you can be honest with yourself, the more crazy you honestly see your parents were, the more, oh, fuck, what's that say about me? The great news is it only says something about what you believe about you. It doesn't actually say anything about you. But oh, if you will acknowledge what it says that you believe about you, and then you'll look at that and then love it. No wonder I feel ugly and unattractive and undesired. Dad was always looking at all the other women and not at mom. I heard this said once years ago. I'm still hitting all over the tree. Just keep reading. And I remember when I heard these words, it was like this for me. Somebody said, if you want to know the biggest gift you can possibly give to your kids as a man is love their mother. Wow. Wow. Now, can we fucking feminist bitches that are only so fucking feminist because men are such fucking assholes, can we lay some of that down for a moment? The biggest gift you can give your kids is to love their dad. And what does love mean? Seek to understand them and to accept completely. And you are not going to accept until you can understand. You could start seeking to understand right now, couldn't you? And who knows how many walls in you that were showing up in your external world as borders with gun patrols. The fuck did he just say? He did say that. How many walls in you that project outside to what you believe is outside you, but it's actually still the same wall with gun patrols, ready to be offended into conflicts with disastrous consequences? And does that mean that if you were to find the way to understand and accept and make peace, does that mean that that might be reflected along the border? Maybe not instantaneously, and maybe instantaneously, and maybe through all time and space. Anybody glad they decided to show up for the session today? Anybody was thinking about not, besides me? All right, now don't think. Okay, well that's as far as this. That's as deep as it's gonna go. If we get back to the normal shit, no. So, everybody, close your eyes, unless you really don't want to, and envision all the umbilical cords tied back together. And then see the tree, the family tree. Oh, no wonder they said that. And I want you to allow yourself the most you ever have, by far, the most you ever have. Allow yourself to see that in a literal sense, you are the new twig coming off the Y of mom and dad. Can you see it? Will you look at it for a second? You are the little tip. Anyone feeling tired? Probably this is the most powerful thing that could be happening. You'd be really wanting to escape this, so go ahead. So look at the Y. Look how that Y comes together, mom and dad, and then you're the tip. You're the offspring. And that means that you come together with the combination of everything that mom and dad arm. I am the combination. In some ways, that shit came together with me taking on all of it. And I'm here to resolve what mom and dad couldn't and didn't. Now, ooh, just keep eyes closed, breathe a little deeper, just a little bit. Julio, just hug the one that feels so distracted and really wanting to get away from this. You know you got the replay, and you know you can start right now. So give him a hug. So, I have watched, and if someone, well, someone can do this in the group later. Don't worry about it. Please don't go any. I'm just going to say this because it's important for the replay. There's a video on YouTube, and if you type in time-lapse salamander, there is a video that I watched about a month ago. Keep breathing. You can visualize some of it. You get some of the effect from me right now through my words. Dev and I watched it the other night. Again, it shows an egg, the one cell egg of a salamander, and then in about 6.5 minutes, it goes through the entire, all the separations and duplications of the cell up to coming out of the egg. And when you watch, and one of the things that's going to dawn inside of you, and it might be dawning for you right now if you let it, is that inside that first one cell, it was all there. Are you a drop of the ocean? Or are you the ocean as a drop? And so the drop returns to the ocean. And watching that first 4 divisions, and I kept going, oh, fuck, it was all in the first one. Oh, fuck, it was all in the, now it's all in both. And then it specialized, and it specialized, and it specialized as each division created more specialization. It was all in the first one. And time is an illusion. It's all I am. All I am. Now, in this microcosm where I seem to be separate, it looks like I came from those fucktards. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kill me now. Can I kill them first? Just pay them back, motherfuckers. So here I am, the twig, in one sense, that's literally the sum of their fucked upness. I mean, that's what I get to find out that I am, is that mixed together. Can I puke somewhere quickly? And will that get it out? So then you notice that experience is happening, right? I'm checking with you. You ever notice experience is happening? You ever notice that experience is ongoing? Have we established that as a group here? That experience is ongoing, right? You notice that some of what's going on you would prefer to experience more of? Yes or no? Yeah? Is that true? Anybody that don't answer, please, I mean, just what the fuck? Just get out of here. Why would you subject yourself to this shit if you're not going to play full out? And you notice that some of it is not what you would prefer to experience more of, right? Notice that? Well, today, for better or worse, you have met your parents fucking. And you realize that you are the fruit of that. On some levels, in some ways, you have believed it the whole time. You just, for the first time, actually had the guts to look at it. And not because you wanted to, but I kind of tricked you into it. Don't worry, I didn't know it was coming either. But you'll get that in a minute. Oops, I exist. That's a song by Britney Spears, I think. And now I look at it and I realize from one point of view, I am here to resolve what they could not. Now, I could maybe in a flash realize I'm the universe and everything, but guess what? All those little inner ones inside of me that learned everything mommy and daddy believe, all those little inner ones inside of me that believe everything mommy and daddy believed, and I've been still trying to please daddy by not making too much money, but by making just enough money, and I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one. Sometimes I feel like I'm making too. I would have to vacillate back and forth constantly because I don't know which one is going to be the right thing to make sure daddy doesn't hit me again. Because daddy's trying to escape from his own pain. And sometimes the only way he knows how to let it out is by hitting whatever's near. And I made conclusions about what that meant about me. So those little children still believe what daddy said, even if he said it by leaving right before I was born. What if I'm here to resolve what my parents could not? Be honest. If you were to meet someone that you could eventually hate as much as your parents hate each other, and have sex with them right now before you hate each other too completely, and you could make a kid, would you be completely presently loving and kind and infinitely consciously loving to that child every second? Because your parents weren't to you. What conclusions did I reach about what I am as a result of what two psychopaths thought about themselves? The fuck does that have to do with me? Only everything until I realized that it doesn't mean anything. But to say that it doesn't mean anything, there's that spiritual bypassing thing. No, I am all that is, and therefore I am absolutely fine, while I secretly want to kill myself. So to begin to notice your behaviors and to gently reach down to the one doing it and say, could I have your permission to hug you, sweetie? Would you be okay with that? It's okay if I hug you? So look at the most inexplicable behaviors you have engaged in the last day or two, or hour before this session, if you want. Inexplicable, crazy, what the fuck was I thinking? Why would I do that? Even, you might even inquire if you don't know, what crazy behaviors have I been engaging in that I was not letting myself see? And then you reach out to that little one and say, could I hug you? Is there anything you want me to know? Would you like to tell me what you're feeling? The things that no one said to you, did you know you can start saying them to yourself? Did you even know? Larry, did you even know? Okay, so boys and girls, sweet little boys and girls, and whatever else you might want to prefer to identify as. Salamanders, I don't care. What if you pause the replay, picked up your journal, and you said, if there was a phrase that I could hear that would be the most soothing to my little baby self of all, what would it be? Now, we can do some of it right here, right now, and I'm talking about going deep into it on the replay. What might I want to hear? What could mommy or daddy say to me if they meant it, that actually would be not like liquid wrench, but it would be like hot honey, warm honey in a starving place where there's been only bitterness. So everybody's eyes are closed, yeah? Everybody's breathing. Everybody's eyes are closed and everybody's breathing. If you start to get stumped, you can always say, if I did know what the question was, what would it be? What might I just like to hear? You can make it light and easy. You don't have to get it right. I love you so much. I'm so sorry I didn't understand you. I am so sorry. I was dealing with my own stuff. It was never your fault. Even the idea of fault, I'm so sorry that I ever expressed it. I realize it's not true. And I understand how you felt. But I also understand that I don't understand how you felt, and I'm willing to listen and seek to understand until you're done. And now that I know the truth, I will never, ever turn my back on you or leave you again. Ever. I am here. I love you. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be with you every second forever. And if there's ever a moment when I start to even feel irritated, I'm going to remember that that's me, not you. And you're going to see me turn. You're going to see my face turn to gentleness so quickly. You are so completely perfect. Everything I've ever said, you are this, even when I said you were smart, I take it back because you're neither smart nor dumb. I was so deluded and I was so confused by all those things. Sometimes I said it to comfort you, and other times I said it to get my pain out. And in every case, I was in error, and I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. And if you don't forgive me, I'm just going to be here until you do. I was so deluded and I was so confused. Nothing I've ever said, sweetheart, nothing I've ever said about you was about you. That was my stuff. I'm sorry. I want to learn how to understand and accept. And I invite you as part of me to teach me and learn it with me. Until I can joyfully see, ecstatically see mom and dad looking in each other's eyes in blissful union, fully conscious, fully loving, and realize that's what I am. That and infinitely beyond. To see dad wake up. Oh, wow, I was so deluded and so confused and so caught up in pain and confusion. To see mom wake up. Wow, I was so upset and so confused and so deluded. So sad, so scared. And then they look in each other's eyes in bliss, and I am born. To remember, I am neither born nor die. What a dance this has been. What a trip. Like never before, I am now here. Like never before, I am here now. Like never before. All those old energies, I love them so much. I love them till they just dissolve in infinite possibilities again. Nothing wrong to make right. Nothing broken to fix. Nothing sick to be healed. So I look up at mom, and I love all of her confusion and delusion and pain completely away, and I see only her shining perfection, the mother. Infinitely more than what I thought that body. She's a cell in the earth, a cell in the solar system, a cell. The substance in which the Father, which is not physical either, acts and creates the child, which I am. And I, of course, am the Father and the Mother. All now. When I see the perfection in all of it, I don't need to deny it. The child, the creation of the Father, the Divine Father and the Divine Mother, not physical beings, except in my imagination, my perception. Am I willing to look all the way through what I called mom? Am I willing to look all the way through her to the full transparent beyond to see the Divine Mother? Wow. All her sins disappear. All of her faults and flaws and wrongnesses disappear. Perception. It was all perception. I am the one life living in that twig. I'm not that fucking twig. I'm the infinite, unlimited life living through it all, including that twig. I am the Father, infinite source. It showed up as my dad and didn't show up as my dad. so that I could have this flavor of experience. Up until this moment. So breathe in deep enough that every cell remembers. Looking up and back through mom. And watch her turn into pure light. Look all the way back to dad, divine father. All the black dots turn to light. And there's a universal laugh. What a trip. Wow, look how we did it this time. Look how I did it this time. Holy fuck. What a dream. What a dream. Wow. So infinite, unlimited being projects out of eternity into the illusion of time and space, like a projector lens, projecting infinite light. Then why is all this pain? Because it hits on what I chose to believe about mom and dad and all of their black dots make all the shadows in my world. There's only light here. Those seeming shadows are all misperception. Disease and war and famine and struggle and difficulty and parking tickets. The price of making money. Price of getting what I want. That was all in mom and dad stuff that I gave them so that I could have this experience. Now, the real question right now is how much light are you willing to see? Look at mom again. Look right back through that egg. How illuminated are you willing to let her be? That union with that man didn't happen. And where it did happen, it was love beyond imagining, beyond words. Look back. Through that. How illuminated are you willing to let him be? Do you really need to carry that another day? Look back through mom and dad, and what if it's just one line? Portal through which I seem to be born. What if I forgive it all? Straight spine, deep breath. will move you through. Breathe all the way into your body. So much so that you breathe all the way back through their bodies. Grandma, Grandpa, oh, you had a dance too. I don't buy it. I see only perfection. I hear everything you say, and I love you anyway. All the way through culture, civilization, race, religion, will you forgive everybody? You don't have to. You don't have to resolve it all. There'll be plenty tomorrow. Check your posture, check your spine. What are you holding? What are you holding on to? What if there are dimensions of love and joy and peace that were ever available to you, but while you were holding on to those notes, you couldn't perceive them. You couldn't allow yourself to expand into those larger spaces of love and joy and peace beyond imagining, beyond description, because you were nursing and nurturing and clinging to those offenses, what mom did, unforgivable, what dad did. You hold an illusion of the father in your mind. You hold an illusion of the mother in your mind that you created. Do you really remember all those things that happened? Do you really remember all of those things? Did all those things really happen? I read a quote History is a pack of lies told by people who weren't there about events that didn't really happen. Will you allow any truth of that into yourself? History is a pack of lies told by people who weren't there about things that didn't really happen. Oh, but we love us some drama. Oh, it makes for good TV. Some of you are going to get this. Did you see that last episode of Honey, Where Are My Pants? The ones that didn't get it, don't worry. Just keep on breathing. You know how you hate the news and how they thrive on drama? Who the fuck do you think created that shit? What if all those institutions that you don't like, all those institutions that you hate, all those institutions that you fear is your energy scripts running into more of the same behind your own back, pretending that you don't know that you're the one doing it? So, anybody want to make a change today? Anybody willing to allow a change today? If you're not, do not play along with me now. We're in a slightly different place right now, aren't we? So, put it all under parental stuff. Parental stuff. All of it, parental stuff. Everything you ever learned from your parents is parental stuff. All the pain, all the confusion, parental stuff. And of course, they brought the grandparental stuff. So we can just stop it right there. Parental stuff. There it is. You got it? You with me? Parental stuff. See it? I retrieve all of my energies bound up in parental stuff. And I take all those energies back to the perfect place in my true self. All this time I was convinced there was other people and all that. I remove all non-me energies related to parental stuff from all my cells, from all of my bodies, from my personal space. And I send it back to its origins with love and gratitude. There's no telling how much of what I've said over the last X years There's no telling how much of what I've said was reactions to that parental stuff. I mean, virtually all of it. Who fucking knows? There's no telling how much of what I withheld saying, didn't say, was just reactions to that parental stuff. There is no way of even listing how much of it all that I've done and not done. And those endless repeating thoughts were all reactions to parental stuff. I retrieve all of my energies bound up in all my reactions to parental stuff. And I take all those energies back to the perfect place in my true self. Woo! Now, running this script for this long, I might have some kind of, I might believe there's momentum going on. I might believe there's institutionalized whatever that maybe even if I stop, some of it's going to continue. There might be consequences. Who knows what bad things might still be going to happen from all the shit I did already. So I retrieve all of my energies bound up in any ideas or beliefs or knowings of consequences, unpleasant inevitabilities and outcomes, consequences related to parental stuff. And I take all those energies back to the perfect place in my true self. And I now attune all my systems to this new awareness. And I will see you next week. Namaste.